Travel Michigan. I'm Dave Lorenz, along with Michelle Banache. And Michelle, we are going to learn about something that's very dear to your heart next.
We are. We are going to learn about the Traverse City Film Festival. And Michigan has a lot of film festivals across the state, but the Traverse City Film Festival is by far the largest. It's actually one of the largest film festivals in the Midwest.
Really?
So I'm so excited. We're talking with John Robert Williams, who's one of the co-founders of the festival. So welcome to the show, John.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Dave.
Now, for someone who hasn't been to the Traverse City Film Festival before, kind of set the scene for what they can expect when they get into town.
Sure, I understand. One of the things that we wanted to make certain from the beginning was that it highlighted Traverse City in a really positive way, and we keep all of the venues very close, either in downtown exactly or in the really close area. And we have a shuttle bus system right around that runs to all the different 9 venues. And there's movies that will run from Tuesday night at the opening film, and then the festival really kicks off then on Wednesday morning. And so then we have movies scheduled virtually. It's 18 hours a day. You can go watch movies at all these different venues. And we have a number of free screenings. That's all on the TraverseCityFilmFest.org website. You can go through and you can see that there's free movies, there's movies that you can attend, there's galas, there's special films. The opening night movie is the new Woody Allen film that has not been seen yet, and so that's going to be something exciting, and you never know who's going to show up when you're having a premiere like that. So this movie is called Blue Jasmine, and it actually takes place in the United States. He's been doing the last few, either in London or in Rome or in Paris, and he's been getting around, but this time he's actually doing an American film in America, and the nice thing is when you go to the website, you can see every single trailer to every movie that's going to run at the festival. And so that's kind of fun. You can get a good idea as to what these are going to do. And we have a number of different exciting people that will be appearing and doing Hallmark films. And with 150 different movies, it's really tough to discuss about any one.
Yeah.
But we have free panels where the industry, and it's a different title or a different subject every day, and that's at the Opera House right downtown on Front Street. The State Theater downtown on Front Street is our Circus Maximus of theaters, and we have all these other different, very close proximity theaters, and the restaurants, shopping, the water, the river, the West Bay, it's all right here close, and so literally you can park your car or you can get a shuttle, come into the downtown area, and just spend as much time as you'd like. And if you're not viewing a film, the restaurants, we're one of the top 5 foodie cities in the United States as Gourmet Magazine, so it's a great place to eat and live and enjoy the fresh air and the sunshine and go watch movies.
And there's nothing like popcorn.
No, when we make certain we have nothing but the best popcorn.
Yes. Hey, that's the important stuff for me. Well, you mentioned, you do have all these great films, and most of which I've never heard of, but looking at the website, which is TraverseCityFilmFest.org, you do get a little insight, a little primer on what the film is. But you mentioned you never know who's going to show up at these things, and also that you do know some people are going to be there that people who are into film might want to hear. Can you tell us about some of those guests that you have coming in?
Yes, director Michael Apted, who has been doing the 7-Up. He's going to be here, and we're going to be running every one of his movies, and he's been chronicling people's lives and doing these different movies. And a number of these you can watch free, but he's going to be there, and that's going to be spectacular to see that.
Well, I'm kind of looking through this list, and there's something about seeing a film on the big screen that that's the format it was meant to be seen in, not on TV or on a video. And so many times you see these films in the past, and they were great, but then that's kind of it for the big screen. So you're bringing some free movies in what's called the open space, which is a big kind of open space on the water in downtown Traverse City. What films are going to be seen there on the big screen?
That's a great question. One of our hallmarks from the beginning has been the the fact that we can do free movies, and Michael Moore had seen at Bryant Park in New York the fact that they would do some free movies in a park at night, and we thought, what would be better than to do it right at the waterfront as the sun goes down over West Bay.
Yeah.
And so the open space is a really uniquely named reclaimed piece of property that used to have a power plant on it and a cherry processing plant, which are long gone, and we've opened up onto the waterfront. And so we'll have anywhere from 12 to 20,000 people. It's like a drive-in movie, only you bring your blankets or your chairs and you sit down, and we have this enormous inflatable screen that's 100 feet wide. And if you haven't seen something that big, it's like almost like tipping up the end zone of a football field. It's pretty big. And so we sit down there, and we have this enormous sound system, and you can watch these movies, and we allow people to help pick those films, and so we only want great general. We're not going to run an R-rated movie or anything that's too thrilling or too scary. So we're going to start out with Across the Universe, which is a fantastic movie, which is the only time that all of the Beatles songs have ever been put into a film. And if you've never seen Across the Universe, it's really one of the most colorful, imaginative, sing-along movies you've ever seen. And that starts off down there. And then every night there's a different movie. We always try to highlight a special older film, but then we're always going to have an exciting movie. And so for 5 or 6 nights, if there's a rain out, we don't run a movie. But other than that, we get these big crowds and families coming down, and it's kind of a picnic atmosphere late in the afternoon into the evening, and then we go right into these different films. And the entire schedule is on the website, so you can pick the movie and the date you want to go down. And it's designed to attract different crowds, different nights. And so if it's a working night, we realize some people can't make it, but it's the whole thing is by the community, for the community, and it's totally free, and that costs us, the film festival, about $20,000 a night just to show that free movie.
I bet it does.
Well, I'm so glad you're showing The Princess Bride, because that's one of my all-time favorites.
I've never seen that, but I do see
and Apollo 13 on the big screen with the big sound.
Oh, can you imagine? And Some Like It Hot, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Marilyn Monroe. My gosh.
A couple of years ago, George Lucas allowed us to run his vault copy of Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, cool.
And it's the first time it's been projected outdoors in over 25 years. So we had that projected, and the sound system, you could hear Princess Leia about across the other bay. The explosions were making the fish arc up in the bay. It was pretty big. Well, we had a lot of people there.
We should mention you have various galas and special activities. Can you kind of briefly, in about a minute, tell us about those?
Sure. We have an opening night party where we close off Front Street right downtown in front of the State Theater. We have filmmakers' parties. We have a number of different closing parties, get-together things. And since this is run by 1,400 volunteers from around the area, we have a volunteer thank you party. And the volunteers, this is a completely not-for-profit educational operation. We have film schools here, and we have the directors come speak. So we have a number of different galas and events that go on, including we're opening up a new theater this year called the Bijou by the Bay, which is right down at the marina in an older museum building, which we're converting right now.
And people I'm sorry, John. People really should go to the website to get more details on your various special events and all these films. It just goes on and on and on. Check it out at TraverseCityFilmFest.org. It's a great event. I want to thank John Robert Williams, co-founder of the Traverse City Film Festival, coming up July 30th through August 4th. Just one of the great events we have around the state. We have a lot more, right, Michelle?
We do. And right now, I believe the Tall Ships are in Bay City, but you can also head up to Marquette to see Tall Ships July 19th through the 21st. They're going to have 5 Tall Ships coming into town, so if you're up in the UP, definitely be sure to check that out. Another event happening up in Escanaba, July 25th through the 27th, is the Michigan Bass State Championship in Bay at the
Badenoch?
Badenoch, yes, thank you. So Bassmasters head up there. It's county fair time, so the Ottawa County Fair is happening on July 22nd through 27th in Holland, and of course the Ionia Free Fair is happening July 18th through the 27th. For those that are hungry, check out the Taste of Kalamazoo, July 25th through the 27th at the Arcadia Creek Festival Place with 30 local restaurants participating. And of course, there is a great festival up in northern Michigan, the Antique Flywheelers up in Boyne City, July 25th through 28th. So there's a lot more. I didn't get through all of them. Go to michigan.org and you will have a whole listing of things coming up here in Michigan.
Well, speaking of one of those festivals you didn't mention, but we get to get into more detail about it next. We're going to find out about the Festival of the Horse up in Mackinac Island. That's coming up next right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at michigan.org.